Most golfers cannot get better at golf for one simple reason. They're trying to swing while thinking of way too many things at once. The shot becomes mechanical, forced, and disconnected. And that's exactly why your range swing doesn't translate over to the golf course. In this video, I'm going to break down exactly why overthinking is completely killing your game, and I'm going to give you one shift, just one, that will immediately make your swing feel more natural, more consistent, and more reliable under pressure. Because the issue isn't your swing, it's how you're using your mind while you swing. And once you fix that, everything else changes. And in this video, we're gonna break that down. My name's Leo Herrera, also known as a Connected Golfer, and I've been golfing my entire life. I started playing when I was 3, competing when I was 7. I was a top 20 junior golfer in the country, played Division I golf, won a USGA event in 2021, making a clutch putt on the final hole to extend the match, later on winning it on the 19th hole. I turned professional, and now I'm building my brand as I pursue this game at the highest level, on a mission to see more people stay connected through this beautiful game of golf. It's given me so much throughout my years, and the least I could do is provide that wisdom back so you can start playing the best golf of your life. So if you're interested in working with me, just click the link below, book a call. More than happy to have a conversation with you to see where you're at and see how I could help you. So here's what it comes down to, man. You gotta have an athletic golf swing if you wanna be a great golfer. I wanna talk about the difference between the thinking brain and the athletic brain. What they are and how to use it and when to use it so that you can play the best golf of your life. And how, from what I've seen, regular golfers are utilizing it that are really hurting their game. So what does it mean to activate your thinking brain? It means you're thinking logically about what you need to do, meaning what shot shape, where you want to go, how you want to move your body. All those types of things are produced in the thinking brain. But the athletic brain is just responding. It's responding to a picture. It's responding to a rhythm. It's not thinking, it's just responding. But the issue is that so many golfers go out on the driving range, they bang balls, and they're always thinking. They're thinking about how to pull the trigger. They're thinking about the swing thoughts their golf coach told them to think about. They're thinking about all sorts of things, but they never actually train the athletic brain. So maybe they hit a few shots on the range that are good, and they get the illusion that they're improving. But the reality is it's not happening, because as soon as they get to the golf course, the swing breaks down, because it doesn't work that way, because you never activated your athletic brain. And your athletic brain is what produces reliable golf under pressure. So how do you activate that athletic brain? Where do you start? And how do you get away from thinking and into athleticism? Now, I don't want to say you want to eliminate thinking, because you got to think. You got to know where you want to go. You got to be logical in what you're doing, strategic in the way you play. But you can't be doing that while you're over the ball. How many times do you step over the ball and you just pause? You don't know what to think about first to pull the trigger. You're trying to remember all the chain of thoughts that you need to remember to actually hit the swing, because that's how you practice on the range. That's all you worked on. You never worked on actually just being athletic. Well, the reason that you're doing that is because that's the illusion of golf. Golf is such a sophisticated game. It requires you to be extremely competent in the way you use your body in order to produce reliable results. But it's an illusion, because you can't think your way there. You can only respond your way there, at least from my experience. And the only way you respond is by activating your athletic brain. When you're hitting a golf shot, the last thing you want to do is stand over the ball and think about how you want to pull the trigger. That's the last thing you want to do. The most important thing you got to do is train triggering to hit the shot. Instead of standing over the ball and thinking about how you want to pull the trigger, take a picture where you want to go and remember the rhythm that you have in your mind and see what happens. Most of the time, you'll produce a pretty fluid result. The problem is, it's hard to trust that. Because the thing is, when is our golf swing going to be good enough for us to trust it? That's a question I had to ask myself a long time ago. How long am I just going to be working on it? When does the working on it just stop so I can finally just trust myself to play? That's a great question, and a question you should ask yourself. And maybe a lot of you guys are thinking, man, I don't know, bro. My golf swing needs a lot of work. And maybe it does. but the way you work on it matters. And you can't get stuck thinking about it. You gotta produce athleticism from within. If you don't train your athleticism, you're toast. You're not gonna be able to play great golf. So I want you to really understand the importance of activating your athletic brain. It doesn't have to do with anything about thinking about where you're positioning the club or thinking about how you need to make the impact or none of that stuff. It has 100% to do with believing in the shot, with taking a clear picture in your mind of the shot. But most importantly, which is the one shift that I really want you to make, is actually setting an intention. Because the reality is you're not failing because of your swing. You're failing because your brain is overloaded. When your brain is overloaded, you become tense. Your body can't move as fluid, as effectively. So although it is important to think about the things you need to work on in your swing, you need to know when to think about it. I think about it when I'm behind the ball. Let's say I have a feel that I want to get in my swing. I feel it here. I'm thinking about it here. But I can't make a rep thinking about it that way. I got to go in and produce. Because training athleticism is what actually produces great golf. So what is the intention that you need to be setting? It depends on who you are. There's the guys that love to rush on the course, and maybe your intention is to just slow it down. There's guys that lack commitment on the course, and maybe your intention is to commit. There's people that are very slow on the course, and their intention is to be more decisive. It all depends on your personality. It all depends on the day. It all depends how you're feeling. But the most important part is just setting one intention and letting it happen. Letting yourself actually connect to that one intention. Because when you connect to that one intention, you're fluid. When you connect with that one intention, you actually let yourself go. You can trust yourself to produce the motion. So, my intention is always to stay connected. I literally say, stay connected. And I go in. And that just activates my athletic brain. I don't need to think about it anymore. I work on my swing, don't get me wrong. But when I'm hitting balls, I don't work on my swing. I work on hitting shots. I'm being athletic. And that's the difference. Because if I worked on my swing all the time, I'd never have a swing where I feel like it's good. I had to really be real with myself and say, man, like when is my swing going to be good enough for me to trust it? And if it's not, how do I train it? How do I actually work on it so it feels good enough? I do a lot of my training out of the golf course, feeling my body, thinking about the positions I need to think about, and actually training the right muscle memory through a series of movements, which I give my clients when they work with me. But I also tell them that when they're hitting balls, that's not the time to work on it. When you're hitting golf balls, whether it's on the range or on the course, it's time to play. It's time to hit shots. It's time to be clear on the shot that you're playing and actually connect with the picture in your mind of the shot. What I mean is you literally go up, you're over the shot, you look at the shot, come back, look at the shot, come back, take a picture, and go. You're constantly moving. You're not thinking about where you need to position the club. You let the club organize itself through the picture in your mind. How many times do you peek when you hit a shot? Most of the time you peek because you're thinking about it. You're thinking about where the ball's going to go before it goes because you're not connected to the picture. When you're not connected to the picture, you don't trust the golf swing. And when you don't trust the golf swing, you peek. If you really trusted it, you stay in the shot. And it's not about thinking about keeping your head down. It's about actually training your athleticism. The more you try to control, the less control you actually have. So that's why I'm a huge believer in just setting one intention. Because when you set one intention, your brain isn't overloaded. And when your brain's not overloaded, you're not tense. You're free. You can actually let yourself go. And the importance of that is huge because it actually allows you to get better every day. You could be over the ball regardless of the scenario and know you don't need to think about it. You just need to stay connected to the shot. And then you assess, like you can actually understand whether or not you were connected or not for the shot. And you'll realize most of the time that when you didn't produce the shot you wanted, you weren't actually mentally connected to the shot. You were probably thinking at some point, because it's about direction, not about having a checklist. How many times do you find yourself over the golf ball and you have a whole checklist of things to think about in order to hit the shot? An intention, one clear intention, is much better than 10 thoughts about what you need to do. So let's simplify the game for yourself. You don't need to be thinking about all these things, at least not when you're hitting a golf shot. When you're hitting a golf shot, you're hitting a golf shot. You're feeling your body. You're connecting to the shot. And that's where I see great golfers separating themselves from the rest. Most golfers are thinking. Great golfers are responding. They're being athletic in the way they play. And when you train your athleticism in golf, you're training a part of your brain that really allows you to be lethal on the course. Because regardless of where you're at, whether it's a high pressure situation or you're just hitting balls, you're training trust in your body, in your mind. And trust goes a long way. If you can actually train your trust and elevate your level of trust on a day-to-day basis, you're gonna become a way better golfer over the course of the next year to 3 years than if you were just working on your swing for the next year to 3 years. I guarantee you. So what actually matters, you know? It's very important to realize this because the golf industry has kind of trained us to think about our swing too much. There's so many tips online sharing all the swing positions you need to be at in order to hit the shot you need to hit. So then you go to the range and you work on these things, and then you get frustrated because you're not getting better because you're never training trust, because you're never activating your athletic brain. You're just activating the thinking brain. The thinking brain overloads your brain. It tenses your body. It does not produce fluid motion. That's not what we want. We want to stay connected. And the best way to stay connected is to be an athlete, to feel your body, to be an artist, to be the shot. That's the only way you can actually go out there and shoot a number. And trust that you can shoot that number on a consistent basis. And know that it's not going to go away when you forget about your swing thoughts. To know that it's always there. And that's when you know you've really made it in this game. The best players in the world know their game because they train their trust on a day-to-day basis. They're not just training their swing, man. And if they are, most of the time it's not even done on the golf course or the range. It's done at the gym. It's done visualizing their swing. Stuff that actually moves the needle in an effective manner. So there's a couple things you need to understand about a good intention, because not all intentions are equal and not all intentions are good. A good intention is simple. It's not long. It's not tuck in your elbow at 45 degrees here so you can rip it. It's not a swing thought about where your body is. It's smooth tempo. It's commit to the shot. It's stay connected. Those are good intentions. Bad intentions are what I just explained there. Anything that has to do with a mechanical movement in your swing, where you need to feel like your left elbow turns or your right shoulder needs to clear through or any of that, it can be worked on off the range or off the course, but when you're actually playing the game and you're trying to shoot the best round of your life, it's not gonna work. Simple things work, and they work effectively. So when I'm over the balls, things like smooth tempo. See, smooth tempo right here. 1 and a 2. Pure, all day, never a doubt. I trusted it. I knew it was gonna happen. I actually got calmer as I was hitting that shot. Now, if I'm thinking, make sure to pull that left hip through, make sure to pull the butt end of the club, make sure to clear that right shoulder. Good shot, but a lot more tense. And I don't know if that shot's gonna translate over to the golf course when I'm feeling the pressure. And that's the name of the game. Out here, there's no pressure. You're not gonna feel it. But as soon as you go playing with your buddies and you're playing for money and you gotta hit a golf shot, you're gonna feel the pressure and that swing thought's not gonna work. But smooth tempo, finish in balance, stay connected, are all things that'll just let you be and actually allow you to trust the shot. So that's what I've noticed about intentions. Not all intentions are great. You want to make sure you clear any mechanical thoughts from your mind, and they're thoughts that liberate you and allow you to trust a shot. And it's important to know that the intention can change day to day, week to week, year to year. It doesn't need to be the same thing. It has to be connected to where your leaks are. It just needs to be one thing. And it needs to be a simple thing that keeps you where you got to be. So I have a 3-step process before every golf shot I hit, especially when I'm on the golf course playing under pressure, that really allows me to let go and check all the boxes I need to check to hit the shot out the way I want to hit it. Calibrate your body, stabilize your mind, remember the intention. So there is still an aspect of the shot where you are thinking, you are calibrating. So the first aspect, calibrating your body, it's like the practice swing. You're standing behind the ball, you're feeling the swing, right? You're trying to get into the positions that you want to get to. Maybe you are thinking the swing thoughts that you need to think about, but it's done before the shot, not while you're over the ball. How many of you guys are calibrating your body while you're over the shot? A lot. That's not the time to do it. Do it behind the ball, outside of when you're over the ball. Then once you feel like you've calibrated your body, you got the feel in your mind, you need to stabilize your mind. Meaning, you stand behind the shot, take a breath. Focus on the target. Small target, small miss. Narrow your focus, tunnel vision. All those things really keep you centered. Ground your body, like feel like your energy is grounded. It's connected to the earth. Feel calm, stabilize yourself. And then once you feel like you're actually stable, remember the intention. Whether it's commit to the shot, stay connected, go up, repeat it in your mind. Feel the shot. And from here, you trust that your swing's already calibrated. Your mind's already stabilized. Just remember the damn intention, man. Remember the damn intention. And I promise you, you'll start producing consistent results. Because there's a way to think about your game. And you're not wrong to be thinking about your swing. You just need to know when to do it and how to do it. It's done behind the ball where you get your feels. And as soon as you get your feels, you need to stabilize your mind. So you recenter yourself and you're like, okay, I'm calm, I'm focused, I'm ready to go. And then remember the intention. And it's like you jump off a plane. It's a great analogy. One of my clients used to work in the Air Force, and he used to jump off of planes a lot. And one analogy that really helped him understand what I'm just explaining to you was jumping off a plane. I'd tell him, I want you to feel like as soon as you calibrate your body, stabilize your mind, and you're walking into the shot, as soon as you make that first step, you jumped off the plane. There's no going back. You got to find your way there. And if you hesitate, you'll tense up. You'll be anxious about the whole situation. That's not what you want to do. So as soon as you step up to the ball, you jumped off the plane. There's no going back. Just remember the intention. Let that center yourself. No time to hesitate. That's where fluid motion lives. It lives when you let go of control. That's where it's at. That's how it happens. That's how I've been able to do it throughout my career. That's how I've seen so many great players do it throughout their career. And that's the biggest difference between amateur golfers and connected golfers. Their ability to let go of control. And it's done by setting an intention, committing to an intention, and going with the flow. Not by thinking about your swing while you're over the ball. So ask yourself, how are you training when you practice? Are you training your golf swing and thinking about it all the time? Are you training your level of trust? Are you leveling up your level of trust every time you come out here? Because that's what's going to give you the freedom to play the best golf of your life. Stay connected. So the moral of the story is you don't need a better golf swing. You need a better way to access the swing that you already have. And the better you are at accessing that, the better of a golfer you'll be over the course of time. Look, golf is a pretty sophisticated game. There's a lot of variables, and it can feel very overwhelming to play this game at times. But if you could simplify your process, simplify your thoughts, and actually train your athleticism, you'll be on the path to be a connected golfer in no time. I really appreciate you guys watching this video. Like, comment, and subscribe. Share it with anybody that you feel like is overloading their brain over the golf ball. And I'll be making a lot more videos like this to help you simplify your game. And like I said, if you want to work with me, just click the link below in the description, book a call. More than happy to talk to you guys to see where you're at, where your gaps are, and how we could start solving those so you could be a very connected golfer and start playing the best golf of your life. See you in the next video.